here today to talk about my plan for my final major project.
Great.
I'm looking forward to creating a short psychological film from my final major project this year. I've enjoyed the moving image lessons the most out of the different out of the different styles of media I've been introduced to on the course.
Cool.
I've always especially enjoyed the horror genre, and therefore I've chosen to make a psychological horror.
Okay.
Target audience is teenagers aged 15 to 19, although this may change as I research the viewing audiences for psychological horror films.
Okay.
These two horror films, coincidentally both released in 2018, are great examples of psychological horror at its best. Bird Box on the left, featuring Sandra Bullock, completely relied on the fear of the unknown to scare the audience. A spoiler alert, not once in the film is the antagonist displayed to the audience.
Okay.
This itself creates unease amongst the audience, and in my opinion is a much more effective way of scaring the audience compared to actually being able to see the creature. Therefore, Bird Box has inspired me to use the fear of the unknown to scare the audience.
Nice.
Hereditary, on the right, featuring Toni Collette, features a great plot that covers themes of death, grief, violence, and how a person can turn to desperate measures to cope with their loss. The protagonist dabbles with summoning rituals and becomes involved with the occult. I find the involvement of the satanic religion and rituals intriguing in horror movies, and therefore this has inspired my plot.
Should I be worried?
I conducted a short questionnaire asking people how long should the running time be for a short film. As displayed in this pie chart, the majority of respondents claimed that the most suitable running time for a short film is between 5 and 10 minutes and 10 to 20 minutes. When asked to explain their choice for the running time, respondents answered with, "For short films, a more concise runtime is a sign of a filmmaker with a great grasp over the theme or idea that he or she is trying to express." Another respondent answered 5 to 10 minutes, not too long-winded and therefore more likely to keep my attention. Therefore, I plan to edit my short film to be no longer than 5 minutes and no shorter than 5 minutes and no longer than 20. I will carry out a range of primary and secondary research tasks to support my concept and potentially gain inspiration for my research results. As a form of primary research, I will conduct a questionnaire that asks horror film consumers what draws them to a new horror concept. I plan to carry out a focus group interview, asking participants questions relating to what makes a short horror film successful. To gain knowledge and understanding of the psychological horror genre, I will carry out case studies on the genre and research into why it is that people enjoy being scared through consuming horror fiction. As a form of secondary research, I would draw data from a range of books and articles and reference information using SciTime. I present my findings through creating infographic images using picture charts, as well as creating visual infographics using Adobe After Effects. I would like to use an industry-standard camera if possible to capture high-quality shots and therefore achieve an overall professional look. I may also want to use a smoke machine to capture a fog scene in the woods at night. And I will need to use lighting equipment such as a key light, fill light, and backlight, as I hope to use different lighting to convey the protagonist's emotion in certain scenes. I would also like to use a mic and boom if possible to capture clear audio dialogue. How will I measure my success? I will host a focus group with an audience that will have viewed my completed short film. I will ask them what they liked and disliked about the film, and will ask them to leave a critical review. I may also upload my short film onto YouTube and the streaming site Vimeo. Hopefully I will then reach a wider audience and receive more constructive feedback on the short film. Thank you for listening, and any questions or feedback you have for me, welcome.